Oh, put it on there.
Welcome to Warrior Class.
Where the teachers will pass.
And you will too, if you pass. All right. Boy, we rolling right along. We're getting close to
Just a little bit here.
To 4 decades worth of what we show. You know, so we're getting close. Our year comes up soon. And so we're gonna have some cool things happening for the year. With the news, real quick in May. Let me let you all know. Hold on a second. Hotel Baba, I'm talking. Yeah, Hotel Baba second round. I'm about to call you Balagoon. Beautiful Hodier. Peace, new member Joe 345. You know, this is the Knuck If You Buck episode. So we're about to get into that first a little bit of news. One is we're going to have a workshop. This one we would have to charge, but it'd be for Black Power Media members, it'd be cheap. The reason we have to charge, we're bringing in a brother, a wrestler from Africa, from Senegal, if you want to be a part of that workshop. But he'll be here in May. And we'll give more on that mid to late May. We'll give more on that as time goes along. But that's going to be a great workshop. He's a Lamba wrestler.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that.
And so we'll be bringing him in, and you know, hopefully we'll be bringing other folks as time goes on. But we're trying to bring people from across the country and perhaps the world to come here to train with them. So that's a Lamba instructor. I won't give his name right now. I don't want nobody stepping in on what we're trying to do and messing things up. But we're about to have a great workshop.
Yes, great.
Also, it's funny. He had said, you know, he'd like to wrestle with me, so we might do that. I think he's being funny because I'm older, but and I'm American, so he don't know my wrestling skill level. I may do it and let him catch one. You know, as long as we film it, if it's filmed. Now, if it's filmed and I get whooped,
we're gonna edit
that out. Even though it's gonna be live, we editing that out some kind of way. You know,
I think Ice Cold Carter want to take you too. I think he's looking for you.
Yeah, Ice Cold Carter. Now he definitely don't want nothing. But we're gonna bring him on the show too.
Peace, Spider-Man.
To interview Ice Cold Carter, and you know, hopefully he acts right. Bring him online. You know.
Also, I don't know if you guys seen that. It's funny we doing the Knuck If You Buck. If you guys seen that viral clip of this dude I think in a club or something, and he's being real loud. These two gentlemen, they saying, "Man, we think you should leave." I don't care what you saying, what you think I should do. I mean, he was selling a lot of.
I don't give a F about him.
Yeah,
I don't give about you.
He was talking crazy, but if you look on the Warrior Class IG, I posted it on there, and you can see. I mean, he talking the game, boy, and all of a sudden he put his hands on dude. Dude smacked his hand and gave him that Will Smith. It was that real one though. It wasn't like Will Smith did. He smacked, bro went out. Lights cut off real quick. And I can tell you the power of an open palm too. You know what I'm saying? He went to shock for a second. But
peace, the Spider-Man 7285. Peace. I manifesto. Get after
click the likes, let's subscribe. Tell everybody that what we at right now. We are live. You can share on social media on Facebook. Share us and let them know that we are live on YouTube right now. Before we get in this, what I wanted to say, one of the things from my past life when I was in the clubs a lot, and even from doing security at the Flame, the Blue Flame that is, if y'all know what I'm talking about. And excuse my shaved face. I've been, yeah. Don't worry. This
I
is.
never heard somebody excusing their shaved face.
I don't believe in shaving your full mustache, beard, goatee, everything. I don't believe in that unless you in the military or something. But it was for a part, y'all. Don't think I'm going all the way European with my face. Even though that's not a European thing, though, is it?
No. Plenty of Africans don't have mustache.
Yeah. I guess
most don't have beard unless they Muslim. But most don't have beard.
I guess in America it's just a thing for us specifically, where we keep some type of facial hair for the most part. If we're not military or something.
Yeah, well, you know, servant. And even military, you can have a mustache as long as it doesn't go past your upper lip.
Because you look just like a cop with a mustache.
Or if you have a shaving profile, you can, like a lot of people in the Navy, and Jared Ball can tell you more about that than me. I was in the Army, but they have beards.
Oh wow, I did not know that. I did not.
Yeah, if you have a shaving profile, which means the profile says if I cut my, I get all these bumps and I get sick or whatever, so they don't make you cut it. I never saw anybody in the Army, except for a warrant officer once, I think, who had a beard. Well, and then CID, a lot of CID officers, Criminal Investigation Division, those are are the undercover police within the Army. A lot of CID officers, they have beards to, look like they were civilians.
Yeah, and you see like DTs and stuff. It's
this Okada shaving chit, yes. Eugene Mason. A no shave chit it's called. Yes, it is.
So one of the things I wanted to say about this topic.
Somebody said Navy E4 above can have a beard. Wow. Oh, okay. So higher ranking Navy folks, I didn't know that.
That's interesting.
Higher ranking Navy folks, you know what? Yeah, because I've seen that it was always like admirals and stuff like that, and then high ranking enlisted men. Yes,
that makes
sense.
That's pretty cool too. So one of the things I'm trying to find us on YouTube so I can get in the comment section. But one of the things that I wanted to say that I noticed in the club about, because there's always a lot of what's up, bro? What you know what I'm saying? There's always a lot of that going on. Somebody bumps somebody, and it's a standoff, and a lot of pump faking. So what we call back in the day, we call it pump faking, wolf tickets. There's a lot of different words for it. Yeah. But how to spot, and this ain't a complete science because there's exceptions to every rule. But how do you spot that person that's selling wolf tickets out? And one thing I noticed. If this person is accompanied by their woman, look at the woman. I used to do this in clubs. I'm sliding this over a little bit there. I used to do this in the clubs. There we go. I used to do this in the club, and it worked almost 99% of the time. If you with a woman, if the guy's with a woman, he going off, bro, I'll bust your head, don't make me get it, blah, 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 blah. And you see this woman doing this right here. I'm serious. If she got that look like, oh my God, that means she's used to this dude popping off at the mouth and not doing anything. Because I'm gonna tell you, the woman that's holding and pulling her man like, no, come on up. She's used to bailing him out of jail. She used to stuff going bad. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what happened when I was about to whoop this fool on the train who was being disrespectful to me, and my wife was pulling me away. She ain't used to me going to jail at once.
She's used to you going, like I was about to say, she's used to you going all the way. She know what you're capable of. Exactly. His wife ain't gonna be doing like this. When if Baba get mad and start arguing, I can't even picture that. Or getting loud with somebody, you ain't gonna see his wife like, oh my God. Not
that
this
would be
again.
Hilarious. Not this again. Not this fool again.
Right. But you do see that out there. Look and think about what I'm saying. His wife is going to be like, no, please, but no, don't do this. Don't get me. Please come. That's what she's going to be doing. The woman with me is not going to be like, oh, Belay again. That's not what's going to happen. And that's because they know. So a lot of times you can look at the woman that the man is with when he's being loud, and you can see what's going on, what he's accustomed. That's just one of the signs. There's a lot of them, but that's one that I've noticed being out, but you won't always get that because the man may not, won't always be with the woman. But that's one telltale sign of ticketing. So I just wanted to point that out. Also in the news, real quick, I don't know if you've seen, it's this kid. I don't know the details to it because they're not really talking about it like that. But it's this boy who maybe had a sleepover or something. I don't know what we're doing with our children, man, but they he had some type of sleepover or something. Let me see if I can pull it up. Is it right here? Something happened to this little boy where they waited till he fell asleep. First of all, they white kids tied him up.
This a black boy.
Black boy. Tied him up. Wrote all on his face, nigger, all this stuff.
He thought these were his friends.
Right. He thought it was his friends. Wrote all on his face, put that with the ink that's hard to come off. I don't know what it's called, but they wrote all over his face. That was the light part. They cut him, the back of his neck, all the way around, right here. They cut his wrists. He had a bunch of cuts on his wrists. They put him in the
and this is fun for these motherfuckers.
They some kind of way, I don't know, by force or however, they got him. They put his face in the toilet, wrapped around.
He still sleep while he was doing
No. He was up then.
Oh, I was gonna say
These are the pictures.
He was high.
Yeah, no, they forced him. He was like maybe 14, 15 too. Forced him, or maybe younger, to put his face. They put his face in the toilet while they had a Dixie flag wrapped around him. All that. FBI investigated.
It sounds ritualistic too.
It sounds very ritualistic. The FBI investigated and found that it was not a hate crime. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm getting at. The point I'm getting at is this. So we had this Florida sheriff that came out and was like, hey, in this county, we advise you to shoot the person that break into your house. Matter of fact, we encourage it. And all the black folks like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do anyway, blah, blah. Which, hey, I don't have no problems with that. My issue is this. Don't think the law is going to support you and back your judgment. I don't care what the law say. You should understand who those laws are meant for.
Eugene Mason said, "Where's this at?"
I'm gonna look for it.
It's funny that while this is going on, Nathaniel Turner came in here. Nat Turner came in the group.
That tells you what you need.
Is that the spirit of Nat Turner coming? If you are, you're right on time and you're in the right place.
You are in the right place.
Man, that's nuts. Number one, thank God I never had to deal with any of that like that, but
me too.
You gotta be careful of who you call your friends. I tell you, I had one white friend in elementary school. In Chicago, we really don't have like a middle school. It goes from elementary school into high school. But I think we were in 6th grade. Went to his birthday party. But when I got there, everybody there was black but him. Both his parents are professors. So during the party, so you say, okay, it was cool. It was all black folk. Yeah. So during the party, everybody's having fun. His parents called me into their office. Said, Adam, come in. We'd like to speak with you. Ominiki just joined us in the building. Said, Adam, we'd like to speak with you. So I go into yes, Adam is my government name. We go into the office, and I'm like, did I do something wrong? He said, oh, no. Lawrence really loves you. You're his best friend. And, the way he talked, we've grown to love you and just now meeting you. I said, oh, okay. I mean, I'd seen them before, but this is just not in their house. They said, we know you're into African martial arts. I said, yes. what about the African traditions? I said, well, yeah, I want to learn more about the African traditions. I said, well, yeah, you know, we were living in Africa. We studied different traditions from West Africa, Central Africa. And, you know, we're going to do something for you. We're going to send you to Africa. We're going to take you to Africa with us, is what they said.
Okay.
I said, oh, so who else? Some of the other folks going, you know, with us and everything. That's cool. I said, no, it'll just be you. I said, so me, Lawrence, you all. I said, no, us and you. I said, not Lawrence. I said, well, he's been before, but you know, we like to take you. I'm looking on the walls. I'm seeing all these African statues and shit, and some just tells me these people are planning to use me as for something ritualistic. That's what made me think about when you said, you know, what they were doing. They want to use me for something ritualistic. Now, could have been me young, spooking out, seeing these statues, thinking that, right. You know, I didn't think of African stuff as evil until that time, seeing it on their wall, it seemed evil.
Maybe what they was using, maybe what they was
and
thinking.
At that point, I said, man, I don't think so. They said, yeah, you know, we believe. I said, well, you know, give me time to think about it. So we said, well, we're leaving out tomorrow. You just spend the night. And I said, my parents, let me just say, we'll call them, you know, and see if they give permission. I said, well, I'll call them now. And they said, okay, we're here, you know. And I said, well, can you know give me some privacy? He said, no, it's fine because we got to talk to him anyway. So I said, Ma, I know you and Dad not gonna let me do this anyway, but you know, going to Africa, Lawrence's parents want to take me to Africa, and you know, not with you know, Lawrence, just me and them. They want to take me to Africa, and my mother just says, "Are you okay?" Right. I said, oh, no, ma'am. You said Dad's coming to get me in a few minutes, like that. So she said, yeah, I'll send him on his way. I said, they said my father's on the way to get me. He said, can we speak to him, please? So like, man, we really want to, you know, take him and everything. And I look over, the mother's crying. I said, oh, this is nuts. This is nuts. And my mother says, no, he's got to come home. He's got some work he's got to do. And really, we forgot. We weren't going to let him come to the party, but she really wanted to come. But he got to come home. And my husband's on the way right now.
You put that in a movie or something. That's just crazy.
And shit, about 15 minutes, ding, ding. My father must have been breaking every law. He hit that shit. White people. And I got in the car. It wasn't even like, hello, nice to meet you and everything. They came to say, how you doing, Mr. Swan? I said, hey, come on, son. And left. We broke out of there. And really, my father didn't say much. Said, you good? I said, yeah, I'm fine. He said, oh, okay.
That's all we need to know.
And then
he talk about. We gotta be careful, man, when we leaving our children, man, what we're doing, man. And certain times, you know, you have to just be safer than sorry. If you don't know these kids and stuff like that, like my daughter, she's 16 and still the people she stay over, like I met these parents, I met these kids. One thing I love about Atlanta, if you get them in the right system, even though it's public school, the teachers and the children stay together. And that was cool about going to A. Philip Randall Elementary and then going to Crease or whatever. The teachers went from elementary to middle school to high school. If you stay in the same area or whatever and don't move, and they follow you. So I've been seeing the same kids since, you know, nursery. I got pictures of them, so I know their parents. I've been seeing them for a long time. That's a good situation. If you can't be like that, man, make sure you meet these people and know these people, and don't have your child be the only black child at the party or the sleepover. That's just first of all, that's just too much pressure on them.
But even like I said, even with all black except for one, you gotta be careful. But you're still in a white person's house, so you got to be careful. I'm not saying all white people do this. I don't know. Because I never again went to a white person's house. Let me think about that. No, I never even.
I missed this story.
I was just talking about when I think I've told you about that before. When I was a little boy, went to the white boy's house for his birthday party, and his parents wanted to take me to Africa, but not even their own son.
The next day,
yeah, somebody said the next day, yeah. So I didn't get, wouldn't have time even. But somebody said get out. I said, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Man,
exactly.
What you teach at workshops for children is so important. This Bob also has a guide to bullying. What's the name of that book, Bob?
The African warriors, the young African warriors guide to bullies and trolls.
That workshop, man, is really good when he does that and talk to kids, because we don't realize some of the contradicting information we give our children. Don't talk to strangers is the biggest one. Like stuff like that, we gotta relook at how we do this stuff and how we train our children. Because you'll say don't talk to strangers, and then when they out, this so and so, them speak to so and so, and they don't know this person. But then you break your own rules, and like Bob said, what does a rapist look like? What does a murderer look like?
Right now, on that, I was gonna say on that too. Ask your children that, because 9 times out of 10, unfortunately, if they're watching television and all of that and movies, they're gonna say they got a black hood on, they got a black mask, they got a black coat, they got a black this, everything black is bad to them. You be like, what? So we did the thing. One of my students said, "Well, I train my children. I know they're not gonna." What does a murderer look like? They said he got a gun on his side. He got black pants on. Black. I said, see, he was shocked that his son would think like that, right? I said, it's not from you misteaching him. It's the TV misteaching him.
Which is you misteaching
this guy, which is you, because you let him sit before that and didn't know what he was watching, right?
No context.
So just be careful, and just so you know the answer, because some of you all will say, I remember I taught some adults. Right. I said, what does it look like? This now I had on glasses. We had been training harsh. I was sweating. She said, a rapist. I said, what's a guy just hang out and not a rapist? That's most rapists, but just gonna grab you on the street. She said he got thick glasses. He's sweaty. I said, well, hold on now. He thick glasses and sweaty. I said, that look like me. I said, I'm not no rapist. What are you talking about? She said, oh.
I remember that.
The answer is a rapist, a murderer, armed robber, a pedophile looks like anybody. No, male, gender, everything in between. Don't get into that. A lot of people, rapists are male, cisgender, so and so.
Right, no.
You better not just be looking for that. Know that, okay, if you're looking for that, you don't see the one that's not male, cisgender, that's coming to get your ass. When we got to knock at the door at the house, I was letting the children, say, who is it? I'm training them on how to answer the door, how to deal with folks without opening the door. So my son says, I think he was about 16 at the time. So me was about 10. He says,
Peace, James.
He says, can I help you? The person said, yeah, you got a cable line down. We like to fix the cable. So and so, but we need to come in and check something. They looked at him. I said, man, we have fiber. We don't have cable. It's in the ground, so they ain't got it. I said, dang. So he said, no, I don't think we have ours down. It was smart. He said we didn't have it. We didn't have cable. He said, I don't think ours is down. I think everything's fine. Yeah, our cable's working like that. He said, no, I'm telling you, come on. I don't know how it's working. Just come on out so we can show you what we're talking about. I said, tell him, said, okay, let me put some clothes on. I go up to the fucking door. He opens the door. It's a woman. She's standing like this, about to grab him. I said, can I help you?
Boy,
And she said, she looks back at the it's a guy standing in the grass. What's the line down or something? He said, no, I think this is the wrong house. And they start walking away. I look, they get in this beat up garbage truck. It's an old garbage that's been painted green. I said, children, look. I said, it's probably other children in that truck. That's where you all would have been. So it's stuff out here. That's a woman who was going to be doing the grabbing.
Right.
The man, while she grabbed, he probably going to just get the car ready or whatever, the truck. Don't fall for the old okie doke of
Thinking it could only
it's this thing, it's this thing. It could be anybody. It can look like you. So the danger that's coming, it can look like your sibling, your mama. It can look like any of those people. Not saying it is them, but it can look like them.
Right. You can't rule stuff out like that.
Cat standing by you at the bus. You got a three-piece suit on. You think he's fine. You know, my question would be, why is a dude in a three-piece suit standing here on the bus? Unless we're in a business area. You got this nice three-piece suit. Why is he at the bus? You say, well, because he's saving money. Could be. But I still have to have my eyes open. But then the person next to me who just got on a t-shirt, jeans, and gym shoe, I got to keep my eyes open for him too. Right. That doesn't mean to be paranoid. It means to keep your eyes open. If you're paranoid, you don't see the danger when it comes either. If everything's a danger, then you don't recognize as your danger. You cease to be sensitive.
You speak on that too.
So what you have to do is just have your head on a swivel that people don't notice all the time.
And with your kids, what you're saying about being paranoid, if you have your kids the way everything is, you being loud about everything, you know, they're not going to be able to see as well. You were saying, I forgot how you put that, but it was a beautiful way you put that. And
they become desensitized.
Yeah, it was. Anyway,
just like people have become desensitized.
Yes, same.
Oh, leave me alone! People used to hearing all they're not going to do nothing. So people say yell fire, yell, and that may make people look. We have a thing that we teach children and adults to say, you know, no, leave me alone. Like if somebody taking you, you're not my mother, or if it's a woman, you're not my mother, if it's a woman, you're not my father, if it's a man. Somebody help. The reason why you're doing that, I witnessed myself, this child being taken out of a store. Two things. One was out of the store saying, leave me alone, let me go. So get in the damn car. And I told my wife, it was something about their interaction. I don't think that was that child's parent. But the child didn't say. That's specific. Right. You're not my mother.
I don't know who this is.
I don't know this person. It's not my mother. Now, another thing, we were training in this house, one of my students' house. Boom! Accident. I said, this is a good time to train them at real time. So I said, like an accident. I looked out the window. I said, oh, it's right in your yard. What do you do? They all ran outside. First mistake. You run into something, you don't know what's going on. And I just stood on the porch watching them. So trying to be helpful. My wife, it was other students, they bring this child and woman inside. And the woman said she was taking the child home. She was, it's her godson. And he's like, And I'm watching to see, I'm writing notes. I'm seeing if any of them notice what he's saying. They dealing more with the woman. They ain't checking the child out, something like that. So she said, can I use the phone to call her mother? So she's talking on the phone. He said, that's not his godmother. Everybody, what? I said, yeah, you gotta watch the dynamics of everything that's going on. So she says, yeah, we got in a car accident. Family let me use their phone. Come pick your son up. You don't talk like that. If something happens, I got Cairo. I say, you need to come get Cairo. It was an accident. He fine though, but you know, it's the way you talk to the person. It wasn't none of that. Come get your son. If I was in an accident, his family let me use their phone. Come get your son, because my car's not working. Right. It don't sound right. So, a little while later, woman shows up, Nigerian woman. Now, Nigerian woman could have had a child here because the boy had a American accent, but he also didn't sound like he was from Atlanta. No Southern accent, real proper sounding, like they snatched him from up north in the suburbs somewhere. She said, son, you know, thank the people. Secretly, he's like, I don't know this lady. It's not my mother. I don't know this lady. She said, son, he must be in shock. Son, come on, son. I said, no. Leave him with us. Leave him with us until you can show me proof that he's your son. I didn't bring his things. I said, well, you can't take him. She said, well, I'll call the police. You can't just keep my son. Call him. Call the police. Let's see what happens. Call him.
I don't know this story. What happened? I want to know what happened. I'm like, what the hell?
And the police would make her prove it too.
Right. What happened is Balogun got outvoted. Everybody else in there, and you know, I have this thing where okay, I'm in training mode, so I'm a trainer. Unfortunately for the child become part of the training exercise. I know y'all think, damn, he cold, right? Everybody in there was like, Balogun, that's that boy. You look at him. They look alike. That's that boy's mama. Let that boy take his mama. I said, okay. All right, if y'all say so, I'm leaving it for y'all to say what to do. And the woman took the child. Was it the child's mama? I don't think so. Even to this day, I don't think so. But everybody else thought so. And then we debriefed. I started teaching them on certain things. They're like, oh, I think we made a mistake. Yeah, I think you did. Like, damn, that's cold Balogun. Number one, I didn't want the police in the house.
I know that's right.
Number two, I'm training them, and you know, training ain't soft and easy, unfortunately. And in that case, that was a hard lesson learned. Now, it's a hard lesson learned for my students, perhaps harder for that child.
Nathaniel Turner.
Do I feel bad about it? No. So the one thing I want y'all to understand who watch, like, they're like, damn, I'm a warrior born, man. And the way I think and the way I train people is different. If they had been like, yeah, we with you, that's also a training on the person in the room with the most experience in that situation. You probably should listen to them.
Right.
So it's all that is in there. So for me, I'm a warrior and I train warriors. So I don't think like the norm.
And you err on the side of caution.
And
100%
you gotta be careful. And you gotta be careful anytime the police come into your home. I had used that, you know, she said I called the police, we'll call them. Because I knew she wasn't gonna call the police.
That's another tale.
She wasn't gonna call the police. Right. It was a bunch of tales. Now it was a gamble, but all she had, I don't know, if I showed up to get my child, to get Ade, because Ade's dark skinned, I'm like, Ade looks just like my father. I look like a combination of my father and my mother. Somebody could say, well, that's not, you know, that may not be his child.
At first look, I could see him. Yeah.
And so I don't know how I would respond, mother, but they ain't your child. We ain't letting them go. See, so it's like, damn,
you ain't letting them go.
You ain't letting them go, right? So it's a hard goddamn thing that I was gonna do. So I understood where the students came from, because like, damn, okay, if we wrong in this one,
Right.
you know, shit, we can get caught up in a kidnapping. It was a terrible situation, but the solution was don't go out there in the first place.
Good point.
Like that.
That's good.
If police gonna be called anyway because there was a crash on your property, then let them be on that property. Go out there, close the door. They don't even know the rest of us in the house. And then the sister and her husband, they handle what's going on because there was a crash on their property.
We give up our cards too quick. It's like people on social media. Well, what's the plan then? Well, I'm not going to discuss it.
Somebody said, I hope the child ended safe, but that would haunt me.
Yeah.
Didn't haunt me. Now, there was a situation that did haunt me later. I told about that, about the sister in the van, and she was calling for help. She said, help, help, help. I said, what the hell? She said, come over here, help. I wasn't going over to the van. I could be the one tossed in the van. I said, I saw the dudes. So I saw the dudes who drove her. I followed them in Blockbuster. This is how long ago it was. If you don't know what Blockbuster is, it used to sell these DVDs
You might be too young.
that you rent and you play the movies, right? That's Blockbuster. So I followed them through Blockbuster.
I said, I think this.
Everybody here probably knows. So I followed them in Blockbuster, and they were just talking about whooping people's ass and different stuff
I'm
like that.
Say I remember the van story.
And so I started thinking, they made me, because why they talking about just whooping people's ass randomly? Mm-hmm. So they made that I'm following them. They probably thought I was trying to rob them or something like that. I thought at first that's what they thought. So I backed up. But I'm watching them as they at the thing. They're totally comfortable. So I said, they awful comfortable. They're not no nervousness. Like, damn, they've done this many times. And it proved to be. So when I walked out the place, and I didn't realize these many people were there. I just thought it was the two. Those two got in the van sitting there. It's a dude who's parked close to me, and he's against the passenger side. I'm trying to get in my car. And it's a few inches of space. I said, dude, move. Like that. He said, what? I said, move. You're blocking me from getting in. Why are you against this? Against the passenger side of your car. Move. Like that. I said, oh shit, it's a move going on. So as I'm getting in the car, I'm with my back to the car so I can watch him. He looking. So they know I'm trained too in something. I open the door, I get in. I said, I'm gonna get the license plate to the van at least. And I back out. When I back out, they back this way. So I can't see. And then that car drives around and blocks me off as they drive off, so I couldn't see shit.
They've been doing this for a good.
I said, damn, they've been doing this for a minute. So then he drives behind them, so I could never see their license plate.
Tactical.
That haunted me because I said, at their training level, one, that is training level, dudes out here with that level who are snatching folks. Yeah. That's one. But that just surprised me. It's $40,000 a pop for a human being to sell them on the market. Back then, it's probably more now. $40,000 a pop, that's more than you would make, than most operators make in the military. You got captains and stuff make more than that. They call operators. They ain't in the field. They ain't doing nothing. These were operators. They weren't Army operators, because I know how Army operators move. They were something else. They had been Marine, whatever, or some kind of police special operations or whatever. These were operators. They knew how to move like that, and like, damn, you don't learn that on the street.
Or maybe trained by somebody who was.
Or they were trained by somebody, right, who was, and like, this, we can make money. This is how you do so and so. Exactly, that too. So, which would still make them operators in my mind. They're trained by those, right? That bothered me, Shirley. That haunted me. But the other thing,
Nathaniel Turner.
Somebody said, I remember the van story. Yes. Did you 8 tracks? Did I have 8 tracks? Not back then, but heck yeah, I had 8 tracks. In a deuce and a quarter. Y'all know what a deuce and a quarter is?
Yes, sir.
It's an Electra 225. It's a type of car. I don't even think they make them anymore.
No, they don't.
That's a deuce and a quarter.
That was it back then.
225, deuce and a quarter.
Nathaniel Turner said,
She act like she's so young.
Right. Nathaniel Turner says, I wonder if more people don't practice more caution out of fear of how they appear, leaving them open for whatever to happen. I'm glad you asked that, because when we were doing the workshop, even during the workshop, people didn't want to holler. People didn't want to scream no out loud. People don't want to put themselves in that position. So yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And you know, the girls' workshop especially, because women have been taught not to raise your voices. Don't use your voices. Don't, you know, be ladylike. What's that? What's ladylike?
In the women's workshop,
I remember a dude told my wife that's not very ladylike. You know, something that happened. She said, and I was gonna say something. Before I could, she said, I didn't know you were a lady. You were able to judge what I'm supposed to be doing? I said, perfect. That was perfect. He just walked off. You know, he just walked off. And I'm like, okay, that's how you handle that.
Like, you say something?
I was gonna say some of it too. I think is taking yourself too seriously. You know,
definitely can do that.
Not being willing to really put yourself into the activity. You know, because you don't want to yell because you see yourself this certain way.
Too cool.
Right. It's embarrassing for some reasons or other to just do that. Yeah,
and especially now the young children. I'm talking like 6, 8. They always ready to do.
Right.
If you ever feeling down, be around 6, 8 year olds. They're gonna pump you up.
I'm telling you.
Because they will do whatever. Okay? But that 10, 12, they trying to be cool and impress the 13, 16-year-olds.
Even impress people who aren't there.
Right.
It's something in the mind. You especially.
That's big what she said, because that is how I don't want nobody to ever see this. Right. You know, I want nobody to come. Somebody might come in here and see me doing this.
Right. So they didn't want to do it. I have pictures at this workshop we did, a youth workshop, and my son Ade. This was right before he became he was an instructor. He was an assistant instructor. And he's worked with this other teenager. And you see him on there. He punching all cool. It's like from a movie, everything looking all cool. I'm like, what's all this exaggerated? And it's because if he gonna do it, he's like, okay, I'm an instructor, I'm gonna do it. But he gotta look cool doing it. And so everything's exaggerated. Like, I'm like, really? Like, he just stuck it hard, with the punches. I'm like, okay. So, yes.
Dave, you listen, I miss you, bro. I ain't seen you in a good minute.
Our folks are so concerned with how we look. Kalanji often says we would rather lose looking cool.
I can attest.
And a white dude told me that one time. He said, you know what? I can beat any black dude except you and your students. I said, well, what do you mean? He said, because y'all be concerned with looking cool. You rather lose that fight. So, but I'm concerned with just winning. He was a martial artist, Right. And he said, I said, okay, well, I'm just going to teach as many of my people as I can to make sure they all whoop your ass. Like that. But I thought in my mind, he's right about that part, as far as we are so concerned with looking cool. In fact, I could slam a cat, boom, knee him in his liver shattered. He punched me one time, and it makes my nose bleed. He won that fight.
Yeah, he get up and rock you, pop, hit you with a 2-piece.
Right, and then they break it up. He fall down, and he just all crumpled.
But they break it up real quick. Yeah,
he won that fight because they don't see no damage with him. They see my bloody nose. Bloody nose don't mean nothing.
I told you this not too long, but it was a good minute, maybe like last year. I didn't realize that I still had that want to be cool concept in my mind when I was used to say, I want to do what you doing. I want to do it. I want to flow like you flow, but I want to do that. It ain't coming to me naturally, but this is what I want to do because I like how I look when you do it. I didn't realize how crazy I was sounding. And Bob be like, oh, okay. He knew I would get it sooner or later. I would figure it out. And I just came to him and said, man, I just realized I was sounding crazy. Like, I'm fighting what's coming out of me, which is
Your natural self.
Yeah, my natural technique to try to get the technique I'm seeing him do because I like the way it looks. That's crazy, and I'm glad
And I always tell people, I don't think what people and people like we do. I say I don't think what we do looks cool. People, huh? Because what we do looks what you're doing EO, me doing EO, it's all different. Right. So how is it cool when it just is? So what you do may not look cool to me, but it's effective for you. Right. You got me? So it is cool. Do what's effective, not cause it just looks so good. Cause it's some karate and kung fu things that look beautiful, and some capoeira things y'all know.
Right.
But I wouldn't try to use it in the street.
Second Ross said like the old Richard Pryor running, but cool. Like when a black man sees snake and the white man sees snake, white man, oh my God, and the black man sees snake, like, snake.
Right, exactly. Yo, his heart pumping Kool-Aid, buddy.
But you know, we are naturally kind of cool. Some of us more than others, but we are naturally. We went on a tangent for
the last 30 minutes.
I guess it had to be.
Well, it does fit though.
It does.
I'm not sure what we were talking about at first, but I wanted to read what Shirley said. She said, I learned a long time ago not to be afraid to offend someone or hurt their feelings. I remember once when a male neighbor asked me to come up in his apartment to look at something.
Wow.
I said no.
Baba speaks on that too.
Yeah, and that kind of spoke to me, honestly, because I've been in a sort of new work situation recently. And it reminded me how cautious you have to be when you're around new groups of people, particularly men, because sometimes when you go to work, there's people there that are creating a new identity for themselves outside of who they really are.
Like college.
And they're, or outside just because they're at home, they're married, and at work, they're like, someone else. Mm-hmm. So it reminded me that you have to be cautious around people. I know you have to be cautious around new people, but when you're at work, there is almost a automatic kind of familiarity you have to have in a way because you're working side by side with someone. A
certain amount of trust you have to
have.
Right,
exactly. You may be dependent on them for certain things, but you still have to be very cautious and just conservative until you really,
compartmentalize to realize this work. We have to talk and be open about certain things, but I don't know who you are.
Right,
still.
Exactly. You have to keep that in your mind that you really don't know who these people are.
And with children, to Shirley's point, as women and children, I expect male and female, are especially in danger because a friend of mine, when he was about 10, 11, his next door neighbor knew he was into comics. So he said, hey, man, I got a whole collection of comics here. All kinds of comics, man, and I know y'all be going to those comic conventions. That's a whole nother story about how racist those things were back then, right? But he said, come up so you can see my comics. So Adolfo is passed now, but he said he looked, and usually same age as me, but he said he looked and saw all these comics. Like, oh, he got a bunch of stuff. The guy said, look at the comics. So he said, I look, because the guy told him, I give you a box. You can take whichever box. He said, I look when I go to the house. He said, no, look at the comics now, man. Look, see which box you want. So he said, he looking at the comics, and the dude's standing behind him. He started hearing him breathe heavy. Oh, so Lord. He goes to get up, and dude pushes him back down and said, look at the comics. And don't get up till you've looked at all the comics. He said, I gotta go. He said, look at the comics. Don't turn around. Look at the comics. So he said, all right. So he figured the dude, just look at the comics, maybe playing with himself. And he said he felt the dude unbuckling his pants, Adolfo's pants. He said, I don't want to look at the comics. He said, look at the comics. He said, I don't want to. And he told what saved him. He said, I'm gonna tell Bill. Adolfo called his father, his own father, Bill. I'm gonna tell Bill. And the dude said, man, I gone. He said, don't say nothing. If you tell Bill, I don't want no problem with Bill, but I killed Bill. You say something to him, kill Bill's interest. He said, I killed Bill. Tell him I'll kill Bill. He said, but you can go ahead and get the car, leave it on the porch for you.
Damn.
He said he never, like, hell no, I don't want them comics. I don't want them comics. I said, you should still tell Bill on his ass. He said, I don't want my father to die. So he was that scared. People convinced you. And it wasn't until he transitioned and me and Bill had a conversation. And he transitioned when I was 22. So we were both 22. Died at FAMU from spinal meningitis. They have huge outbreaks of spinal meningitis at FAMU, just so you know. And talking with Bill, drinking, and I finally told Bill years later. He said, man, that nigga's dead. He said, if he wasn't, he said, I'd go over there right now and whoop his ass.
I know that's right, boy.
Even though Adolfo's grown and gone. He said, I'll whoop his ass right now. He said, what? He said, yeah. He said he'd kill you. So Adolfo was scared and it made me promise not to tell you. So be very careful out here, y'all. And it's dealing with bucking. You said, well, what does it have to do with bucking? I want to give y'all a definition. Now, black folks know what bucking is, most. For those of y'all who don't, and those who are melanin challenged out there,
and we still don't know
what is bucking. Origin. Now, this is what bucking looks like. That's bucking. I saw a video, a child pranking their parent bucking at him. I said, boy, they bolder than me.
Yeah, it was a trend, Bob. It was a trend. That was the thing. You went to your parents and you did like that to them.
Well, it's funny. None of my children ever had that. They got tore up.
You seen a couple black parents.
It was an Asian woman in there. She was little too. She smacked the mess out of her son. She was like, "Oh, you want to fight?"
If they had bucked at me, boom! I said, "Oh, you sit down playing. Oh, me too. I'm playing." So he catch that nut to the stomach.
The throat.
Damn! I said stomach. You went beyond.
It's so funny because all the ones I seen with a black girl doing it to their mother, their mother never flinched ever. I ain't seen no black women. It's like they do like this, and the mama look at them like that, and they be like, "No, mama." Right. They start pleading real fast.
The mother thinking, "I'm gonna tear that ass up."
The black woman like,
"Is that what I think it was?"
Right. You processing your head. I know you did this bucking at me. So that's bucking at a person, right? Like you gonna just right now. We're gonna look at bucking, analyze that, break it down, what it is, and how to handle it, but. Bucking is defined as the act of feigning an attack. So it can be a punch, grab, whatever. That's bucking. Usually as an instigation for a fight or as a show of dominance. And that's key. As a show of dominance. That's why most of the time the hands are down because they feel you're not a threat. All the time. You don't really see people buck like that. Hands down.
It's always there.
Because they're showing their dominance. They don't have no fear. Why put their hands up against you? You ain't shit, right? Why show of dominance? Why is it called bucking? Because it comes directly from buck breaking. This is why we're telling you this is how it's related. Buck breaking is a form of rape, and what the guy was trying to do to Adolfo's form of rape, probably what the guy was trying to get Shirley up there. So, what is buck breaking? That's mainly utilized by slave owners in the Caribbean. It was used against male enslaved Africans who were seen as defiant. They would have the enslaver would have the enslaved man lower his pants and bend over a tree stump to ensure that his buttocks were propped up in the air. Then he would beat the brother. Then he would rape the brother. And if he was married, he would rape the brother in front of his wife.
Right.
To really dehumanize him and be weak in front of his wife to show I'm the real man, which they ain't no real man rape somebody. But that's how these crackers thought.
I can imagine the psychological damage that did to that person.
Man, psychological and physical. Okay. So, but they would beat him first. Now you got this man tied up. You're still such a coward. You beat him, so he's weak. He can't struggle against the rape. Then they would proceed to rape the brother over and over and over again. That's where it comes from. That's why they say buck breaking. Because they would call us bucks, black men. They would call us bucks.
Young bucks.
Right. Yeah, the rapper called himself Young Buck. That's really ignorant, too, on top of that. And he got back. Buck broke.
Young Buck was kind of...
Young Buck talked to... He talked to... when he got kicked out of...
G-Unit.
G-Unit. I was about to say Gorilla Unit, which is their full name. They put him... They recorded him. Called him back. And he's crying, begging. "Yeah, please let me back here. Please let me. I'll do anything, please." He was broke. Buck broke. Called himself Young Buck. And he was Buck broke. So it's a form of rape, and rape is always a form of exercising power and dominance. Okay. And so that's why bucking is a form of, that's why it's called that. You're showing your dominance over the person. Okay. You're making the other person seem weaker.
Shirley says that kind of psychological trauma is passed down. It certainly is.
Absolutely. And that's why a lot of us, the big solution is beating our children. I'm not against spanking, but beating our children. And for me, I don't spank my children past 12. Rarely do I spank, but if past 12, if I got to put hands on you, we thumping. Or I'm going to make it a teaching example. So usually not putting hands on, like my son, they were there. My son was disrespecting folks in class. So I said, "Son, why you just?" Oh, boy, okay. Well, you hard like that. Pick up the swords. Because we were in class doing double sword. So I said, well, make sure you defend yourself. Since you're strong, I know you can defend yourself. Came at him. He defend him. So I said, good. Let's go again. And he's scared as hell. I wasn't going to hit him. He's so scared. Boo! He hit himself in the head with his wooden sword. Boo! Hit himself in the head. To me, that's a better teaching lesson than just beating the shit out of somebody.
Listen, but he ain't telling you about that. I don't know. You can't see how he turned his energy up all the way. But Baba was so scary. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm telling y'all honest truth. Baba's voice changed. His face changed. He got so scary that it was like, you ever see, this is the only way I can put it. I felt like my daddy was fussing at something. I was scared to look up.
That is exactly how I feel.
I'm training. It's happening right beside me. And I'm just thinking how my aunt used to be like, if you laugh, you get the beating too. I didn't even look at him. I didn't even look. I just kept training. I was scared to look at what was going on. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you parent.
And then you don't have to beat them. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness, boy.
My son was disrespectful in class once, and Bible corrected him. I think maybe twice, and I was just like,
yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah, I mean, well, her son punched me in the face, right? So,
because he was okay.
So she said, "Cairo," I said, "No, I got it. I got it." Shit, Cairo's like, Oh my God!
Carl be trying to get off, boy. You can get off, boy.
But it's okay.
Eugene said, "You gotta get off first."
So someone said, "I'm all for the book. Helps give everyone a clear indication of what's to come." It can, but let's get into it. So, what do y'all think about somebody bucking at you or you using it? Have you ever used it?
I've never bucked at anyone. But I would say that I don't know if I agree that it gives everyone a clear indication of what's to come, unless you are saying that someone's bucking at you and you're going to teach them how not to do that. Because bucking by definition is you're not doing anything. You're just demonstrating. That's not what you want to do. If you're gonna fight. You know. Right. But I don't know. To me, that's kind of.
I've never been.
Because there's a lot of bucking verbally too.
Right.
Now I wish nigga would. Mm-hmm. I wish when I was locked up, this dude just walking around the pod talking about I bust a nigga's head. I'll bust a nigga's head. Keep talking crazy. I'll bust a nigga's head. And one of the dudes walked over to him and boom, hit him upside the head and knocked him down the stairs.
That's not bucking. That is doing
something.
Yeah.
Right. He was the other dude was doing something.
Yes, Eugene.
I've never been
yes.
I've never been bucked at, and I've never bucked anybody. I've never been like, "What's up, then? What's up?" I never did that.
That make you want to just woo.
Yeah, I like that. I've never done that. And nobody's never done that to me. Well, you know, my brother now, my big brother, he used to get me all the time with that right there. But in the world, nobody's never really done that.
A friend of mine used to be like, you know, you're a good martial artist. You know what makes you a great martial artist? If you use feints. Feints are bucking now.
I forgot about that, Bobby. So yeah, in the fight, somebody has, when we squared up, somebody did do like that before.
So
that is,
but that's not a feint, right? That's still bucking.
Yeah.
A feint is I throw a jab at you, right? Pow, you parry. I see how you're gonna parry. I throw it again, pow, you parry. I half throw it, your parry goes out, that leaves you open, then I hit you with something else. I half throw it, your hand goes past, it's parrying, and then I turn that mug into an overhand, something like that, and knock you out. That is a feint.
Okay.
And what I was telling the dude who kept pushing, I said, "You're talking about something else. That's not feinting what you're doing." It was bucking, but you know, in martial arts, I wasn't even seeing it in martial arts back then. I was young, but it's everywhere. It's in everything, right? Selling wolf tickets, but you're doing it physically. It's a certain physical movement to it, right? My wife tell me I don't even buck right because I don't buck. If I'm coming at you, I'm hitting you. She's like, that's not, you know, right. You know, I can't buck right, right? but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So we're gonna move around and deal with how to deal with bucking. Somebody said another prior film, Stir Crazy, when he and Gene are walking into the jail cell talking about we bad.
That's right. That's right. We bad.
Right. And there's some real bad cats in there. Or when Eddie Murphy in jail and he's talking about real karate man. Please, on the inside, yeah, I'm a karate man. He's trying to convince him to do karate. You know, talking about real karate man bleed on the inside. And had one other dude co-signing for him. You know, you better really bad to throw them hands or don't. Like Carter said, I don't buck, I'm either at war with you or at peace. Exactly.
There you go.
Peace, fam. Farmers Market errands. I hear that. Be safe out there.
Now, Bubba, I got a question before we get up and do this now. Now, I used to. I don't do it no more, but I used to threaten people a lot. Is that a form of bucking? So I'd be like, all right, bro, you keep on now. You know what I'm saying? I'll do that type of thing.
Well,
don't make me come over there. Don't make me get
out
this chair.
You're really going to come over there. Now, I'll say,
like
but at this point,
no, I wouldn't do that because I'm giving away too much.
And the wrong right. You're giving away too much, and your intent. If your intent is violence, you don't tell people that.
No. I'm definitely. I
had one dude tell me on the bus, I'm defending somebody else. I'm defending a grown ass, capable man. I'll still do it. I'll never do that again. I'd be lying. But they would disrespect him so much. He was in the Nation of Islam.
Peace, Mr. Jerry Ball.
He's riding the peace, Jerry. Or like when Jerry Ball showed up on the USS JFK, laughing out loud. I sold all the wolf tickets. This dude was on the bus. He's in the Nation. And people on the bus like, oh, fake ass Muslim. And I'm like, man, why are they disrespecting this man? But he's not saying nothing. But I'm looking at his face. It's not like he's just being, peaceful. Not he pissed, but he's scared to say something because this dude that's on the bus, and it's a high school senior who's leading the shit. he's convinced everybody that he's a tough dude at Southside High School in Chicago. I mean, in Atlanta. I said, stop disrespecting this man. This is a grown man. Stop disrespecting him. We'll disrespect you. I said, little boy, you got the wrong one now. He said, we'll come up there and knock the teeth out your mouth. I said, oh, my teeth almost gone anyway. I still had some teeth up here then. I said, my teeth almost gone anyway, so you ain't got much work to do, so come on. Come on, put in that work.
They used to that.
Hey, what? I said, come on, put in the work. What? I said, you 18, right? Goddamn right. That's all I needed to hear. Now you told me you're an adult. I said, come on. Knock my teeth out my mouth like you said, and then whoop his ass like you said. Do those things. I said, but start whooping him first, because I'm going to beat you down for that. Because when you try to pull my teeth out my mouth, now I'm going to take your life. Because that's but I'm going to give you a chance to live, just going to beat you up for putting your hands on him. So, dude, you got them children. I had my children with me, because we were going to do a demonstration of African martial arts at the school. 4 of my children. He said, you got your children with you. Can't get out of it. This sister said, I hold children.
Get that.
I said, all right.
That's what she
said.
said.
The bus would be late. If we fighting on here, the bus driver said, I'll pull over. Like that. I said,
we tired of y'all. We
right.
tired of y'all.
Obviously, everybody was, I said, they pulling up. Let's do this. Let's do this. He said, no. I said, you said you're going to pull my teeth out of my mouth. You got to show me. Let's do this. I said, man, go ahead on. Just drive, driver.
It turned all the way around.
The driver, I said, don't say nothing else, man. So we drive to the place, right? We're getting off the bus. The sister said, I still hold your children. And the dude, he's looking. I said, he don't want to do nothing. He said, I ain't for all that talking now. I said, oh my God, I'm not for talking. I said, we on the same page. Let's just do this. I said, can you take the children up to my office, please? So they, yes, I worked at the school. So he take the children in, and she walking the children in. He said, I ain't for all that, man. You know, I ain't for that. Maybe later. I said, yeah, maybe later. So he's walking in, and that's the one time where I started walking towards him quick. He started walking and goes in. He was bucking the whole time. Like, well, wait, hold on. And so adults. When a person bucks at you, the key is to call them on that buck. So we're about to do, if somebody physically bucks at you in that way. So we're about to get around to it.
We should be doing the opposite of buck.
Eugene Mason.
Oh, yes, that's what I call it. Thank you, Eugene. We appreciate you.
And thanks to, I've seen periodically, we are always engaged in our dialogue. So I've seen other people periodically donate also. So thank you to all of you as well.
Heck no.
If I don't remember.
Our manifesto said, I tried to buck by shoving the kitchen table, shoving the kitchen table after my stepdad left. He's like, oh, he said he heard it from outside, came busting in the door, and had me pinned on the wall.
Yes, he should have. And the house moving the furniture around.
You can buck by nobody ain't gonna see you.
Man, one time, I don't know if y'all know what this is. They don't do that no more. Like, forget you.
Oh yeah.
So my mother had told me. She said, Adam, I need you to go to the store again. I just came back from the store. I said, Ma, I just came back. All right, I need you to go to the store again. Get me so and so. I said, like this. I'm going to the. And she turned around. I said, yeah. I turned into like I was dancing or something.
You having a seat?
She looking like, you all right? I said, oh, yes, man. My hand was just feeling funny. Shit, I almost got caught in the midst of saying forget you. So, don't buck.
No.
Be real and don't do it to the wrong person. Anyway.
Do we need to heist this up a little bit?
Yeah, we need to heist it. So, we're about to deal with the buck. I'm sure some of you have been bucked at before. And after, if you didn't do anything, you feel a little like, man, he punked me, right? You should deal with it. So a key is to always remember to deal with bucking like it's the real attack. Even dealing with with the feint, you got to be careful because the feint fake you out and they come over, right? But a buck, nothing has been thrown. You are hit, but you could be because he may not buck. He may actually attack you. You can't say, well, this is just a buck right now. It could be an actual attack. So deal with it as such. So keep a couple of ways, and we'll deal with. I had the most peaceful way last. We'll deal with it second. Be smart. Well, this is the most peaceful way. It's the smartest way. Don't square up with the person. And stay right there. If he's right there and right here, would it make sense to buck?
Right.
Like jump, and I'm right there. So the best thing is never square navel to navel anyway with your opponent. We'll deal with that later.
That's the key thing people do when they get into something.
Right. They say chest to chest. It's actually navel to navel. It's the danger for you. But try to be off center. Say, man, what's the problem? What's the So now I'm off center. He has to turn. Now, two things. I could keep moving, or when he moves, I'm in control. He's moving. He's not moving and attacking or moving and bucking.
Right.
So
if
he's already aggressed me and I move, when he turns again, now he can catch it now. Okay, that's one thing. But if he gets in my face first, because usually it starts off real close. Like right, all of that, right?
I like to put my hand all the way past the head like that.
So he up on me like, trying to pump me, right? Then I move to the outside. Now, if his hands are there, if I got to, I get to the outside. If I had to, if it's getting aggressive,
right,
then I'm here now. I got control, right? But I can be wide, or I can go, hey.
Right, we
dude,
still got control.
You chilling. I mean, you tripping, dude. Hey, dude. Hey.
Yeah, you didn't monitor. You got on the outside.
Right. So I get to the outside of that. But like when niggas start saying trying to be cool, I ain't gonna do that. You're gonna stay right here, and you might get attacked.
Yeah, because after this right here, I might fire off first, and then,
So he may not be a person that bucks. He may be actually attacking.
I'm warning you.
Hey, ho.
Right now, I got to turn.
That's like I'm back, so I ain't gotta touch his hand where I don't want to.
Like yo.
Ho.
Right. Now I gotta turn to be back on.
Right. And when he turns, I'm like, dude. That I put my hand there so he would touch my hand. He touched my hand, but I'm touching his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, hey. Now this looks like I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually got it right in line with here. So I got in line with what I need to. Hey. What I need to. Whoa, dude. So now I can control him. Slam his head into that bar or wall or whatever it is I gotta do. I can throw knees. I can keep striking while I hold his arm to my chest, or just hold his head down there, knee to the face. And if move him around, whatever.
You're in public in front of a lot of people the whole time. You can be saying, "Somebody come get this dude. Somebody come get this food."
Right? Hey, this dude trying to beat me up.
Steady me in a minute.
Hey, please help! I steady got him here. This dude trying to beat me up. He mother effing. He moving. Boom, sir. Hey, stop! Hey, stop! Slam his head to the table. Stop, sir! Stop, sir! Exactly. You hurting yourself, sir. Sir, I'm about to lose down. Boom, kick him in his leg, make his head fall into that. Boom.
I'll let you go if you stop.
Nah, you don't let people hear that. I'll let you go. Like that. I'll let you go. Stop.
All right, man. All right, man.
What you saying? Yeah, if he says, "I'll let you go if you stop," you know you're in a fight because you embarrassed him. Mm-hmm. So, all right, I'm gonna let you go. So don't keep up wanting to fight me now, because you can beat me now. He already know he controls.
I don't want you to hurt me now.
I want you to hurt me now. Right. I want you to hurt me as you're getting up, pop, smack his ear, keep moving. Right. So that's one way you can do it. You move to the outside, hands up this way so you can see this hand's here, or hands are depending on height difference, right? Just make sure you can see. Don't cover your own eyes. That's one way. That's actually the best way. Particularly you're in a club or something like that, around crowded mud. Whoa. This also lets you look to see if anybody else is around, okay, while you got it in control. The other way is if you don't get off the line and he bucks, boom, that would be here, but practice it here. Okay. So he bucks, fire, hit him right there, boom, because you don't know what he's about to do.
Right.
That's another way. And that's not going to kill him, by the way.
No.
It's going to jam him up. It's going to hurt him.
Jamming is a good phrase. It's going to jam him
up.
He's going to freeze up.
And and he's going to be hurt. You can break out now.
Right.
It's not going to kill him. Even if you crush his trachea, he'll get to the doctor. They'll fix him up. He'll be all right. So that's called a lion's mouth. That's this part of your hand.
You've seen that before.
When he bucks forward, boom, you give it to him. Okay? That's one thing you can do. If that's too much, I want to hit the man. Then you can boom hit him to the solar plexus. Right?
Which is one of the most difficult places to defend, that middle punch.
Right there, boom. Or better, boom, to his liver, which is what I love to attack. Liver will drop you like a stone. So if he bucks forward, boom, to his liver. Or whichever hand flies, if the right hand happens to fly, go ahead and give him to the solar plexus, okay? That's another thing you can do. Don't do this. He bucks and you push. That is doing nothing to him.
Right.
And it's going to be a fight now.
Right, now y'all equal. Y'all even.
If he bucks, don't do. Now, people say don't flinch. You may flinch, but weaponize your flinch. So he bucks. Oh!
Right, that's
the hand comes up, boom, smack him across his face. Right? Because you may flinch. It's okay.
That's a nice flinch right there. That's a nice flinch. Oh, my fault, bro.
Exactly. And if you were in this, like, say, a work situation and someone was trying to do that to you, that's defensible because they scared you.
Right.
And your hands flew up. You know,
exactly.
But it's not like you were trying to fight them necessarily.
Right. You just, hey, crack him right with that wrist, right across his nose, bang, or whatever hits. You got me? If it hits his throat,
it's going to do something.
Whatever. Okay. What? You know, so hey, man, oh!
One thing I wanted to say too, Bo, you do this kind of naturally, but I don't think people really think about this. The psychological, what's the best way to say this? You should be doing the opposite of bucking in the mental standpoint. Meaning, if me and somebody get in an argument, I ain't gonna be standing like this, like I'm ready to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they'll identify that and say, okay, he ready. If anything, you want to give off the impression that you're not about it. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be doing the opposite of like, what you say? I always appear, I try to come off real. I take the bass out of my voice when I meet people in a professional setting, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking like this. Hey, man, no problem. Because if it finally go there, when I switch up, it's a surprise.
Right.
And I'd rather catch you
off. But you notice his hand's still up. So don't.
Right.
The weakness of bucking is the hand is always, because they make it, even they think this is being intimidating, like they fist going, their fist is down. So it's not hitting you. You'll hit them first all day long, as long as your hands up. But if y'all both down.
Yeah, we both on chest to chest. What you gonna do then? What's up there? What's up?
I've seen that, and I said both of those dudes are weak as Sweetwater.
And they don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. You just go sit there.
So what they're doing, that's called a Yoruba showdown. It's called a Yoruba showdown. Why? This is what happens in the club if a Yoruba man. What? Be here when I take off my shirt. They take off their shirt. You still here? I'm gonna bottle him. They get the bottle. I'm gonna bottle him. They walking around. I'm gonna bottle him. They ain't bottled nobody. He ain't swung that bottle. He ain't looking at you. What? They trying to let you leave. Well, the same thing happens out here. What man? You better you better go ahead on.
I'm
Better go
trying to tell you, bro,
you want this, boy.
Bro. I'm trying to tell you, could.
That he really don't want nothing.
Right.
Just like the dude in the video. I don't give what you say, hands down. So he don't want nothing. Or he can't. He's not equipped.
Right.
I don't give a F what you say. What you say. That's on his hand coming just to point getting down. What you say, so and so. I don't give it. Then he was like this to do it out. The dude smacked his hand out the way he looked shocked. Because he didn't really think this was gonna be a physical encounter.
Right.
So he shot and the dude smacked him and he went down. And the people in the club are so unused to things. And our lives are they suck. Our lives suck. So we like to see trauma and drama. And so when he slapped me, first of all, it wasn't a great slap. Because if I slap you, you know where I'm gonna slap you in the ear. And he wouldn't have gotten right back up.
Nah, it was bad feeling.
So I'm looking at that like that wasn't even a good slap. That dude's prepared to go to work again if he wanted to. But it did show he wasn't ready for the thing in the first place.
Right. He was
so
really
of course he's gonna get dropped by that.
But he's trying to convey, I'm ready for this.
Because he's bucking.
I'm ready. I don't care what none of y'all talk. Because I'm ready.
Because your body position speaks louder than what your mouth's saying, right? If you saying he ready, but this telling you you're not ready.
I'm ready, bro.
This telling you he's not ready.
Bro, I'm saying
he's like he Billy rocking. Point that he go down, right? He's not ready to throw down. He's not ready to throw no hands. But you can look me. Hey, man, I don't want no problems. Your hands are up. Mm-hmm. This is what I would notice if I was doing this. But hey, man, I don't want no problems like this. Ready. Ready. His hands are forward. He's ready for me. Only thing he's not ready when I pull out this knife on him because he gave me his goodies. Now if he like this, hey man, I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems.
Because that's strange for somebody to even be like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I would do like, alhamdulillah, I don't want no problem, like I'm praying. Like I'm Muslim praying. Alhamdulillah. He ain't give me his goodies now.
That's why you got me doing this right here a lot when I'm standing up.
And you always see me doing this.
That because I'm not giving you my goodies, my hands to you be talking crazy. I'll be like, I see you, bro. I see what you're saying.
You see me outside a lot of times, especially I'm in lines and stuff.
Me too.
I'm like, stretching my hands. It helps one be supple, and then your hands are always up. I've seen people like this. I was like, okay, he's a martial artist. That's two praying hands. I had a dude tell me once. He's bucking verbally, eyes closed. We're on the stage. He's at the edge of the stage. And I guess he didn't. I was in college. I think my first year of college. So I was young, like 17, 18. So it was my second year of college. I was 18. He is looking at me like, ain't nothing. With eyes, it wouldn't be nothing but me. Just whoop your ass, man. Won't be nothing. Got his hands so and so. Because I had beat him rapping. So it was our first year. I ain't nothing me to whoop your ass. You beat me in this rap thing, but I throw down, boy. You so and so. And I'm looking at my friends. He got his eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at my friends, and they just like, you must be the wrong one now. And so I just, whoa, pushed him. His eyes open in, but too late. He's falling off the stage, and then he looks up and sees me coming off the stage at him. And I just, boom, landed with the knee. Right on him, got up, walked out. I didn't have to do nothing else.
So the answer to your question, Big Till, yes, absolutely. We are knucking.
Yes, we're knucking if you buck. Yes, you bucking, because that's the same thing. Hands were here, but that's just like down. Eyes closed.
It's even worse if they like this.
Right, and your eyes closed.
Can you get them out?
I said, oh, boy, even if his hands was like this, eyes closed, I got it. Right. And so it ain't about being pretty. I could do all kinds of stuff, spinning, hit kicks. I just That's all you need. And now you look up and see death coming at you. I didn't kill him. But in his mind, you're like, oh shit. And that's what you got right behind you. Boom! Right in that damn liver. Love it. Then I walked out of there. He on the ground, jacked up. Next time I saw him, he was apologizing. So, and his name, Anthony Space. For those people in my past who watching this, y'all who were there, y'all know what happened. Y'all who weren't, that's what happened to Anthony Space. Okay.
They wonder what happened to that dude.
They wonder why he went to the hospital.
Didn't kill.
Why was he in the hospital when he was little and died? So we were in college age. That's Anthony Space. And Anthony Space, if you watching, I hope you're not doing that no more. Don't cross your arms. Don't close your eyes. Don't buck. Knuck if they buck. Knuck if they buck. He probably shouldn't have said that at the edge of a stage. That too, yes. Even his eyes were open.
He was arrogant.
Right.
An exaggeration, but more frequently.
And his rapping sucked.
Happens in
just
judo,
so you know.
A good stomach.
Andy Space, one of the best beatboxers on the planet.
Oh.
Terrible rapper.
Good beatboxer.
That's what's up.
He wasn't beatboxing after that. His gut was hurting too bad.
I know, you need a healthy liver to be
right. Especially don't buck if opponent is armed. Yes, and that too, which was even back then that was me, but I wasn't going to pull on him in front of folks. I just won a rap competition.
At college, don't cut nobody.
And people, it wasn't at college. No, I was back home for the summer. But that's what people think. Anyway, at rap events, especially back then, it's gonna be violent, stuff like that.
It was violent.
It was violent
back then, boy.
And it was violent then, but it was not weapon violence right then.
True indeed.
And so I wasn't gonna bring the weapon out unless it was absolutely necessary.
Yeah, he'll probably battling. It's about you. You might get jumped and beat up. You in the wrong hood battle, but most of the time they don't get weapon battle.
Yeah, It would now for me. I couldn't take now battling the way they battle now. You need each other's face. That's that bucking. It's the bucking again.
The battle.
I do spawn throw. They up on you. Oh boy, I've been. They're like, why are you slamming dude?
Shooting you. And
right, all that.
About your family.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with that now. Talking about shooting you. They look up your family, saying stuff about your family members.
Yeah, this last one I just watched. The dude had a picture of his baby mama, a video of her. And the guy said, so he started his rhyme and said, ain't this your baby mom, right? The guy said, whoa. You got to put that up. We ain't doing that.
Right.
We ain't doing that. Dude said, what? We battling. Ain't this your baby mom? He said, oh, whoa, stop. We ain't doing that, bro. Right. He snatched the phone and walked away. The dude snatched the phone from him and left the stage.
Right.
I ain't battling this dude. We ain't going to be doing that.
Right.
You get carried away out there, man.
Yeah, see, what that got to do with your skills, your raps, because you what you police?
Right.
How you doing? How you doing that? Your research skills. Right. You the police, dude. Like, nah, see, let me see. That's Batman for real. He loved that liver. Batman, really? Batman taxi liver?
I never really looked at that like that. Batman thought of.
Oh, shit, I gotta look now.
I
got some respect for Batman. You
talking about Joe Clark or the other Batman?
That'd be great. All right, Doc, get Miss Sam. Hit the clap and Sam. Hit her in the liver. Hit you in the liver again, Miss Sam.
Go back, don't you? I hope y'all really take that opposite of bucking thing I'm talking about to heart. Like Bob was saying, like you don't want to appear, even if you know you about to, it could get that way. That's when you want to appear that you're not that way. You know what I'm saying? That it's not happening. So I throw so many people off guard out here. Well, I used to. Now I don't have those same encounters. But you deal with. I used to deal with electricians and different people when I used to do that, plugging people with different people. And you meet some people. Most people out here that do all this.
I do.
What you call that? Contract work. When I used to hook people up all this contract work, a lot of these folks are from the street. They learn how to do certain trades, but they still street. So I talk a certain way. Well, I don't give off a lot of street, and I exaggerate it when I meet these people because we later on down the road, one of them be like, "Well, bro, I'm trying to tell you, I ain't about to," you know what I'm saying? And I be like, "Well, hold up, bro, we got," I switch on them, and they be like, "God damn, this nigga talk kind of and it catch them off guard, and I end up, the verbalness, it calms them down. Well, wait, whoa, and they ain't never heard me talk like that this whole time. No, it's in me, but I'm not bringing that out until we got to go there. Right. So yeah, try to keep that intact, man. Try to keep your emotions and all of that intact. That's all a part of bucket.
That will take practice doing the opposite of your natural tendency. Yes, everything takes practice.
Controlling your emotions. Yeah, you gotta control those emotions, man.
And it's really, some stuff is not natural. We take it as our natural tendency.
That's big.
Like, falling, people putting their hands out, that's not natural, actually. It's damaging to the body, but people think that's natural, right? Standing, squaring up, because we hear about square up with them.
Yeah.
No, you don't square up with your opponent. If I'm fighting somebody small like her, even, we're not squaring up. That really would be worse for her. But we're going to be, hey, what you want to do? And so once I move off that line, she allows me to come off that line. She's always forever chasing me. That means I'm in control of this situation.
It's the difference between programming and instinct.
Right.
A lot of things are programmed in us to do, but it's not instinctual for us to do.
Even like with the squaring up thing, you think about cowboy movies and those kinds of things that we watched all our lives, where you're there's this fair fight thing in your head, where you're gonna face off the person, like when they do gunfights. You're standing there, two people across from each other are gonna shoot at each other. That's a training thing. That's not something
that square jaw, standing, squaring up with them, shoulder square. That's all comes from Masonic tradition. You're standing on the square, right? So you say, why are they so into angles? That all comes from Masonic tradition, really. And so, like you said, it came from Western movies. Well, those dudes who were making the Western movies, they were into all that kind of stuff. And I'm not talking Illuminati stuff. I'm talking about real. They went into stuff. Same way in comic books, you'll see, different movements that they do. That 3-point landing that all of them love to do. Mm-hmm. No, that's all symbolic of things. So you see these different symbols. That and all those are symbols of things. Okay? Just so you know. Not all Masonic, but it's symbolic. It's symbols that have long been around that represent certain things for them. Okay. That we may not pick up. So that whole square thing, though, that is definitely a Masonic trait. Square jaw. Not too many people actually square jaw. First of all, white or black folk, because that's white folk. Ain't too many square jaw white folk either. So the square jaw. Keep your shoulders square. Well, yeah, in the military we would do, but also the military we would stand with our feet at 45-degree angle. That's a Masonic stance, y'all.
Yes, it is. I naturally stand like
shoulder square, and that's not natural to stand like that. And you have your knees slightly bent so you don't pass out. But that's not natural to stand this way. In fact, if you walk into a room and somebody's standing like that, not even just the military stuff, but they feet at 45-degree angles, the shoulder square, you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on, right? So just know that now we square our shoulders to get even striking, but never square it up with the person. I'm always seeking to be off mine for two reasons. One, that puts me to the outside, which means I have dominant position. You say, well, she's outside of you too. Not if I move to the outside first. But it's fine for me if she goes to the outside. Because yes, we're both to the outside of each other now. Now I know all I gotta do is take one step. I got her back. Right. You say, well, she takes one step and got yours. It's not even like that. Mm-hmm. It is if you're evenly skilled. I take one step, she takes one step, right? She can stop that. But if I take one step, she takes one step, and that I take advantage of that motion. Now I completely got her back. Now I won't even go into how that's done right now, because I'm just telling you, because we're dealing with bucking, right? Never buck and that includes never try to be what you ain't. I said it that way on purpose. Never try to be what you ain't, because that was said to me when I was a little boy. My mother said, "Never try to be what you ain't." Okay. If you know, because that's what buckets do. You know you're not for whooping somebody's ass. You're just trying to assume dominance over this person without putting in the work. God damn it, you're gonna dominate somebody, work for it. You're gonna dominate me, you got to work for it. It ain't gonna happen. We can both go in the ground.
That's gotta be the hardest thing for I can't speak on women because I'm a man, but that's gotta be one of the hardest things for men to do. To accept and have a realistic approach of where they at on that level when it comes to putting their hands on somebody. Like I said, a man ain't gonna admit he can't fight, that he don't have sex good, and he can't drive.
Well, and the reason, he
don't drive.
So on Reba's Morning Show, I came on once. I talked about how black people, not just black people, period, and not just men, swear. 6% of people swear that they can defeat a grizzly bear. 8% say they can beat a gorilla. It's because we don't want to admit that, because to be able to defend yourself means you can defend your family. And in our minds, men and women, that is our goal.
Right.
That's one of the main purposes of life, to be able to defend what you have, what you've given birth to, what you own. And some people can't do none of that.
Right. They can't accept it either.
And that, for me, is my advantage. But I recognize that's a weakness that for those I care about have to work out of themselves, because until you admit you have a weakness, you can never strengthen that. So never, and the way the Yoruba said is, never call airway. Never say you this and you not. I knew a person said they could swim. We went swimming, playing around. Another friend threw him in. He said he could swim. He almost drowned because he had lied and said he could swim. Never say you're a thing and you're something else.
The universe or God, whatever you believe in, is going. Once you claim that, the universe is going to put you in a situation you got to prove it.
Yes.
As soon as I said I was a warrior, soon as I said, I never said that. When I come to class, train, it's like I never felt like a warrior. I didn't understand what a warrior was. I was around people who fought all the time. I thought that's what warriors was, but it's not. So when I finally said, man, I am a warrior, my homeboy Eno said, well, you should. You know, once you say that, you got to be confident, man, I'm a warrior. You remember I went home and I got tested by two white dudes. I got tested 2 different situations. So you will be put to the test, whatever you claim. So be very careful.
Ogun makes the statement. Ogun is the god of iron and war in the European tradition. That spirit exists throughout, whether you call it Ogun or the Great Bear Spirit or whatever you may call it, right? It says that it tests its warriors constantly. So when you claim to be a thing, it was so many years. First of all, I never, the master instructor part even. I used to always say that when you first met me, I was master instructor. Sure. That's a title that students gave to me. I wasn't claiming that. When I was 19 years old, I was called a master. I never, until 2 years ago, something like that. Because my father came to me in a dream and says, time for you to accept who you are now. Because I don't want to be tested. Are you a master? I want to be tested. And I've been tested and put before other folks and things of that nature. And been happy to pass most of the tests, but I'm still working on the emotional test. I'm still working on that, because you're not a master of nothing unless you master yourself. I'm still working on that. You know, had heart attacks and strokes, leaving away sweets, leaving away, still eat some sugars in a little bit in like my tea or whatever, unless it's Chinese tea, which I was putting in. But every now and then I gotta give me some candy. I'm not gonna be eating no damn candy, but whoo, man, I got it. And so I ain't mastered that. Well, I can just no candy. I can go years without it. Then one of them days, right, I gotta give me some candy. I'd even stopped drinking coffee when I first last got out of the hospital. I told you I just drink matcha tea. And it's huge. Yeah, for me, I would drink coffee every day. I don't drink it every day now, but shit. 2 days ago, I said, y'all are gonna bring some tea home. She bought some coffee by accident. I said, oh boy.
It wasn't no accident,
I made
baby.
I made that coffee, the house was smelling all good. I said, damn. And I enjoyed that coffee. So
I'm the same way with heroin, by the way.
Well, heroin can little crack, every now and then.
Do a little binge.
If that's your thing, I'll just say this on that too. And they've heard me say this, so they know I'm not bucking. If that's your thing, if everything falls down,
yes,
don't try to go cold turkey then. You best have a supply.
You can still try to wean yourself off of
right. Try to wean, but don't go cold turkey because now you're not of any value to us because you're just sick and we're trying to take care of you sick while hell is going on out there.
It could be cigarettes. Don't pick when things fall apart that I ain't gonna get cigarettes.
Sugar, shit, cocaine. Sugar's more powerful than cocaine.
Yep.
Cocaine, heroin, alcohol.
Whatever your vice
Look,
is.
man, we're not trying to judge. And if you're trying to judge somebody and the world is falling down,
you're effed up in the business.
You're effed up. You're the one who needs the help, right?
Definitely don't take your sobriety for granted, Big Tail. It is.
I don't take my sobriety for granted. It's daily practice. Exactly, because shit. Look, it can always call you. I'm joking about the half joking about the sugar, but sugar's a drug.
Yes.
Shit. And I was addicted for a long time. When I was in the nation, my nickname was across the country, Sweet Daddy Muhammad. Because everybody knew I ate sweets every day. Now that was too much. Every day I would go and get 2 dozen cookies for myself, not my children. Then I get a dozen for the children. I want them begging up on my 2 dozen. I got a lot of children. I want them begging up on my 2 dozen, and then I get my mama and my sister a shoe fly pie.
I never heard
good
of
pie. Oh my God, it's a good pie. My mother learned to make it, so she stopped ordering it from them. Sorry, nation. But it's a shoe fly pie that they used to make at
I don't want to know
at Muhammad Bakery Complex. I won't talk about it. It is delicious.
I got the sugar gene in me, so I try to keep it cool.
Look, so hey,
we all got our stuff, man.
We all got our stuff, and don't be judgmental on other folks because we all got something.
We all on some drug.
If somebody is a heroin addict, you've seen them on heroin. You saw them. They just happen to not see whatever it is that you are struggling with.
Yours ain't on your sleeve like theirs is.
Right.
But you got one.
You got something you're struggling with. We all do because we're not perfect. We come into this world saying I'm going left, and there's something in your mind telling you, no, I'll go right. That's in us. And then you add to that the worldly stress that we're going through, everything we're going through. Look, man, people just trying to survive this thing. And that's what we're trying to do now. And that's what this show's about. We're trying to survive, trying to help you survive, and then thrive.
Before we leave, Bob, thank you for saying that. Before we leave, I want y'all also, man, like we talk about survival, we know that there's a possible food shortage approaching us. We've seen the 18 food processing factories that have caught fire in the past 6 months, I think it is. And now the FBI comes out and said that they're it's threatened to be hacked. The Food Drug Administration is threatened to be hacked. It's all sounding set up like a
threatened to be hacked by who?
they just put out a report that said that they system seems like they've been reported hacking. People attempting to hack the system. They didn't say who. So I would encourage.
It's the Russians,
of course.
Of course.
I would advise people, definitely your little tower guards or whatever you can do in that respect. But also when you out grocery shopping, get 2 to 3 extra items, canned goods and cereals or dry food, stuff like that, and start putting stuff away. Just plan for it a little bit.
Somebody made a couple good points. Second Ross said we learn from our mistakes and teach others from those mistakes. Exactly.
Yeah, well,
and then Tay said, "Let me get some water and take my medicine." Absolutely. If you're on medicine, you're on drugs. So don't be judging, Paul.
Take that medicine, drink that water, drink plenty of water,
and drink plenty of water though. Yes.
All of us, please.
Yeah. The sugar pole, every other thing.
Everybody
need drink plenty of water because you made of water. And when you go to the hospital and you say I'm sick, first thing you're gonna do is give you saline.
Exactly.
Sometimes nothing else, and you walk out there feeling better because you really just need some water.
The number one when people come to the emergency rooms and report lower back pains, the number one cause is dehydration in the emergency room in America.
Wow.
The number one cause of lower back pains reported in the emergency room is dehydration.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, so please, man, y'all drink that water, distilled or spring water.
Somebody said hit him.
Me?
Hit him? They don't like water. How dare you?
Well, dang, all right. Well,
you didn't mention Kool-Aid. Drink Kool-Aid then without the sugar.
Well, there you go.
See, you won't like that shit. Put IV in you first thing or air. Oh, you talking when you go to the hospital? I thought you meant as soon as you get up in the morning. Got an IV in me. That's it. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I've been to jack myself up. Much respect to World Class. Much respect to you, Eugene Mason, really, and everybody else.
Man. Thank y'all for tuning
Somebody
in.
said hit him on his face. This dude's a troll or something.
Okay, we're not doing that.
I'm not hitting him in the face, and he ain't hitting me in the face, so that ain't happening. Water is life. Yes, water is life. But Sutrian Kibeti don't like that shit. He don't like that water. You don't like that water.
Sorry,
Sutrian. Hey, man.
Get you a beer, some wine, whatever you want to drink.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I ain't coming at you.
Whatever he made from. He may be made completely a copper or something. He's a robot. I mean, but sorry, robot. It was funny. I was talking to Kunle, and the phone was like, yeah, and he couldn't hear me. So Robot Kunle. They sound like a robot. And he said, yes. It was crazy. He answered yes. So throughout the whole conversation, we talked for about 2 hours. Robot Kunle, he's like, yes. And then finally, mine started messing around. Robot Malo go. And that's when I heard him. I was like, shit, we might both be robots, man.
Crazy.
So I'm judging him about being a robot. And I was a robot, see? We judging him about being copper.
He shall be judged. See,
we judging him about being copper.
See?
But he wanted me to hit you in the face about water. So he judged.
We're gonna judge you a little bit.
So, we're gonna judge you a little bit. If you copper, make sure it's polished. And
make sure you get in the sun about 20 minutes a day.
Right. Well,
yeah.
Not longer because you might melt. It's copper. But everybody else, you get at least 20 minutes of sun. I was told you need 2 hours of sun to hit your navel a day. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And that means you have to be shirtless.
Man.
2 hours. That's a lot. And I was like, I hope that's not true because I ain't got that kind of time.
Now this is interesting. I did my roof, like I told. I did my roof yesterday, and I sling blade my yard for exercise instead of cutting grass. If y'all old enough, y'all know what a sling blade is. And if you're country, if you Chicago, you might not know what a sling.
I know the sling. Okay. Because I like the movie Sling.
Oh, right. But I did it because my chest is so much lighter than my face. It is. So I take my shirt off when I'm working outside. And for some reason, being in the sun all day, I usually would eat a lot. I couldn't eat nothing but a salad. And I wonder, did the sunlight
got all the vitamins
come in the navel?
But she can't be outside shirtless.
Midriff. She wear.
Oh, that's true. You could. Your navel could be exposed. That's true.
My daughters ain't.
If y'all can check on that and let us know
if that's a fact. If that really is,
if that's fact.
Because Baba want to start wearing midriffs. If that's the case.
No, I do not want to. I don't. I want to wear those Jamaican mesh shirts.
You been talking?
That you can just see through them.
I'm starting to think this ain't a joke
right
no more. You done mentioned that mesh. You come in a mesh. If you come in a mesh muscle shirt, y'all don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
I might come in a mesh midriff shirt. really do y'all?
That's
all right. Because I'm a buck. I ain't gonna nut. All right. Peace and thank you, World Class Crew. Always learning from y'all. Thank you, Okada. Crop top with a mesh. That sounds dope. You should try that because I can't do the crop top no more. Oh, she's talking about the top. Let you know, I don't know shit about clothes.
Yeah.
Talking about the crop top, a mesh crop top.
That's what you just talked about. The Jamaican shirt with the crop.
That's mesh. No, that's not.
It's like
I thought mesh
was
so
weave knit.
Right, that's see, that's what I'm talking about.
Mesh is more jersey like oriented with the little holes, but mesh can be bigger holes too, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you think of mesh? Yeah.
Okay, cool. Take crop top with a mesh. Cool. I know. Because crop top, I thought you were talking about flat top. Crop top. See, that sounds more feminine, though.
Yeah. Midriff don't sound.
Well, yeah, that midriff does sound kind of.
Not doing that, Tay. Send us a picture of you with a crop top with mesh.
Let me see. That's old school. Yeah, crop top or mesh. Both of them. I mean, crop top and midriff is old school. Yeah. I'm sure that's called something else now.
Yeah. My daughter still get mad. I say knapsack. You got your knapsack? It's like, Dad, what's a knapsack?
Damn.
It's a book bag. Okay, whatever.
What he just said? Yes. See, y'all make me feel old now because some of the stuff. I was talking to my wife the other day. Y'all still say kulaks?
I've never said kulaks.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
I do not know what kulaks are.
You know what I'm talking about. Of course, you know. It's those short kind of pants.
Knickerbockers too.
Like, aren't they like short skirt pantsy?
Culottes are. I mean, they can
Capris
be
is
different.
jeans.
They can be wider. Yeah, culottes can be
But
wider.
it's similar.
I always think about the word I used to use growing up for scullies is toboggan, and nobody knows.
Oh no!
Nobody used toboggan for a scully.
That's old as hell.
Country.
That's country as hell.
Country and old.
Toboggan. You know what a toboggan is?
You told me, ain't it like a
toboggan
sled?
is a sled.
I never knew that.
But then people say, well, who the hell used that terminology too? So
y'all put down the chance of toboggan to you as a sled or is it a scully?
It's a sled. Y'all know toboggan is a sled.
El Manifesto, don't you do it.
The Jamaican mesh available at my local West Indian bodega, red, gold, and green. Yeah! Yeah. Culottes. That's it. Either way, I don't know. Yeah. You know what culottes are. Not halter top. Halter top, yeah, that's the thing, right?
No, halter top is
around the back of the neck.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh, see?
We are talking about fashion.
Look, okay, let's see.
Dungarees, see? Sled, see? Big Till, no.
All of this fashion that we're talking about, if it's worn by a man,
it is wrong.
Someone could buck at you. And they might be justified bucking at you.
Well, right, they probably won't mess with you at all.
Good point. You might need to try to experiment with that.
Okay, so that's like
what I'm gonna do is
de-escalation.
For a week, I'm just gonna wear that and no pants, nothing, just that, and see if anybody buck at me.
Anybody bugging at me?
I'm scared to ask conditional questions.
Well, the police might bug at me.
Exactly. They ain't bugging either. They go to that shot thing.
I didn't mean to do this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you took us all the way off.
I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. We tried to leave. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Stay black or whatever it is you may be. Love y'all. We if I get the top, I'm gonna wear it.
And you better not do it, El Manifesto. I'm not playing.
Do it because she keep calling you El Manifesto.
I'm sorry. I do it every time. My bad.
You turn him to Mexican. Every time you say that, I think it's a Mexican dude with a cigar. El Manifesto.
No, we ain't gonna give you
it's I Manifesto.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Love y'all.
Love y'all. Stay black or whatever it is you may be. Yes, be safe out here.
Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast.
Mess with you in a way you might not like. No, yes, they might, but you know,
they be like, "Oh, you cute."
I'm not. Look, I'm not turning down that goddamn shirt. If you send it to me, red, black, and green too.
Send the shirt. We will videotape him wearing it. He gonna train, or we gonna have him train in the class.
I'll train in it. All right, peace, y'all.
Yo, peace. Ridiculous.
So,